I did a deal with my father. So you got to remember that this is 91, so he's 60 years old. We sat around the dining room table and he said, nobody is to know about this, right, until I die, right? And my mother said, I agree. And Anna said, I agree. And I said, why? And he said, because it happened under my own roof and I did not protect my son. And I cannot forgive myself for that. Right. And still, just before he had his stroke and all that, right, even I wasn't expecting him to live this long, right? You know, I wasn't expecting him to live another 33 years, right, following that discussion. But okay, yeah, but even at 80th birthday, right, he said, right, I'm not mentioning the fact, etc., that you're gay, etc. That's
so he said it happened under his roof. Did he mean the sexual abuse which you suffered, or
yes,
which he like tied to the being gay, or
yes,
caused you being
yes,
gay?
yes,
right,
yes, which is what he was told was
by
one of the three links by the psychiatrist.
Is that proven now? Like scientifically, is there a scientific reason why people are gay?
I'll tell you the problem is people don't always tell the truth and people don't always respond to the surveys, and you don't get enough people to get good confidence intervals. They've tried, etc. You know, and there's a lot of ambiguous questions that you can tick the box, right? But I can tell you there's 2 gay cruise companies that they have 5,000 gay people, right, on the cruise. They do 6 of them a year, right? You know, so and they come from all over the world, right? And they're not cheap, right? You know, but you know, so there's a lot around, you know, right. And still a lot will just hand a card to you, right? Not their business card, right? But just home card, etc. You know, if they're in London, if they're in whatever, you know, that's amusing. Yeah, but
still quite discreet.
Yeah, it's still discreet. I think my most disappointing time was so I read. You didn't have computers in those days, etc. So you didn't have you know, these apps. Grindr, these apps, or the Tinder, or the whatever, right? You know, and you didn't have photographs, etc. So I went to this gay club that he said it opened from 10 p.m., right? So I went at 10:05, and I went downstairs, and I stayed till 10:30, and there were 5 people in this huge club, huge.
Where's this, in London?
In London, yeah. Right. It was just off Tottenham Court Road. It used to be called Busby's. And I went home and cried. I thought there were only 5 gay people in London, and I was one of them. And I went to Compton's, which was a bit of an older man's type of drinking place. And one guy came up and said, "You look miserable. Why are you miserable?" I said, "Well, you know, there are more people here than there were in the club." He said, "Right, next Saturday, come meet us here at 10 o'clock. We'll go and have something to eat, right? And then we'll go to the club, right?" And I kept looking at my watch. I'm going, "Well, this is difficult. Yeah, we're going to be late." Yeah. Anyway, we arrived, went down the stairs, 1:15. The place was packed. I said, "I like him, I like him, I like him, I like him." And that was it, you know. And then, you know, there was more tolerance, more venues that opened, you know. But now a lot of them are closing. A lot of the venues are closing now, yeah.
What, the venues in general, or
in
the gay venues?
General. No, venues generally.
Venues in general,
yeah.